There are 7 billion people on Earth and it is gradually increasing day by day. Spaces for wildlife and their habitats are shrinking as our population grows. If you're thinking why is this relevant, let us explain it to you.
Anthropogenic effects, or the impact of human to the environment, refers to the changes made to the physical appearance of the ecosystems, natural resources, and biodiversity. These changes are made for humans to benefit from it. Because of the changes made, there are several effects that are affecting our world. An example of these effects would be global warming, biodiversity loss, and many more. There are also some human activities that are affecting our world, like deforestation, pollution, and overconsumption. Many of these effects can be seen anywhere in the world. Humans cut trees so we can build houses, but in return, landslides frequently occur in the mountains. Factories are dumping their waters in rivers, and in return, our rivers are polluted. Overall, anthropogenic effects affect our world, and slowly, they will make our world uninhabitable.
But we found something useful for the restoration of our environment by focusing on the connection of carbon cycle and the ecosystem, mostly focusing on fauna.
Fauna plays a vital role in the carbon cycle by consuming organic matter such as plants and other animals, and releasing carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases through respiration. However, animals also play a vital role in the storage of carbon. For example, animals that live in the ocean, such as whales, store a large amount of carbon in their bodies. When these animals die, their bodies sink to the bottom of the ocean where the carbon they contain is sequestered for the thousands of years. In addition, animals that live in the land, such as insects, contribute to the breakdown of the organic matter, which releases carbon back into the atmosphere or soil. However, some animals, such as earthworms, also play a role in sequestering carbon by mixing organic matter into the soil, where it can be stored for a long periods. Overall, the carbon cycle and the fauna are interconnected, each playing a vital role in maintaining a stable carbon balance on Earth. As human activities continue to disrupt this balance, it is essential to understand and manage the role of fauna in the carbon cycle to help mitigate the impacts of climate change. The idea of animating the carbon cycle is relatively new. The concept champions the role that healthy population of wild animals, both terrestrial and marine, can play in boosting the ability of ecosystem to store carbon, helping the planet stay within 1.5 Celsius of temperature rise over pre-industrial levels. Preserving the animals and protecting the impact of nature can help their balance the function of natural systems. Every animal's natural habitat compensates for its genetic compounds, which play a significant role in how the system works in nature. What the animals consume, where they live, whom they interact with, when they sleep, and how they exercise are all factors that trigger chemical changes that can turn genes on and off. Environment and behavior can influence the epigenetic alteration, which modify the animal's genes function. For evolutionary timescale, genetic variation permits organism population to be robust and adaptable to a changing environmental condition. Invasive species, however, may adapt to new settings quickly and slight genetic variation. As a result, the extent to which environmental factors can cause epigenetic responses.
So what are invasive species? An invasive species is an organism that is not indigenous or native to a particular area. Invasive species can cause great economic and environmental harm to the new area. To be invasive, a species must adapt to the new area easily. It must reproduce quickly, it must harm property, the economy, or the native plants and animals of the region. Invasive species are also experiencing changes in phenology and distributions, which may exacerbate the threats of climate change to native species. Climatic changes will likely increase invasive species survival, abundance, and range expansions.
It is simply important to consider alternative approaches to simply eradicating invasive species. While invasive species can have negative impacts on the ecosystems and native species, there may be situations where it is more beneficial to focus on managing their populations and mitigating their effects rather than completely eliminating them. One approach to managing invasive species is to help them find a new ecological niche where they can coexist with native species without causing harm. Another approach is to focus on the economic and the social benefits that invasive species can bring, such as through the development of new industries or the promotion of tourism. Ultimately, the best approach will depend on the specific circumstances of each case, and it is important to carefully evaluate the potential benefits and risk of different strategies for managing invasive species. Protecting our wildlife and preserving their natural habitats is not only important in maintaining the biodiversity and ecological balance, but it also plays a crucial role in mitigating the effects of climate change by helping with the carbon cycle.
Forests, wetlands, and other natural ecosystems act as carbon sinks, absorbing and storing carbon dioxide from atmosphere through photosynthesis. They also provide critical habitats for wildlife, many of which play important roles in maintaining the health and resilience of ecosystems.
By protecting natural habitats and the species that depend on them, we can help to reduce carbon emission and promote carbon sequestration. This can be achieved through a variety of actions such as reducing deforestation, restoring degraded ecosystems, and promoting sustainable land use practices that prioritize conservation and restoration.
At the same time, protecting wildlife and natural habitats is a moral imperative. Every species has intrinsic value and right to exist, and preserving biodiversity is essential for ensuring the long-term health and well-being of both ecosystem and human communities.
In short, protecting wildlife and preserving natural habitats is not only a matter of ecological responsibility, but it is also a critical component of global efforts to address climate change and secure a sustainable future for all.